beaten in the all-around in this meet. Set a career high.
Starting off with a Yurchenko layout full. They have been very productive with vault sticks this year. Very nice, clean, off the table, good pop, opens her arms, good awareness, just a slight hop on that landing.
So we'll wait to see Fraser score. While we wait, we'll head over to the bars. UCLA starting first. Shay Campbell, a freshman from Carrollton, Texas. We're going to see a lot of freshmen tonight for UCLA.
And not only is she a freshman, but she's in this lead-off position. She didn't compete last weekend. They were hoping to rest her mentally. But she is such a fierce competitor for this UCLA team. A little shy on that last cast handstand. Finishing front double. And just wanting to clean up those landings. There's her blind change into a double back. She had enough airtime. I just wanted her to soak in that landing mat just a little bit more. But again, that's going to come with experience.
Issa's score on the initial vault was 9.825. This is Miley O'Keefe, a three-time Pac-12 gymnast of the week. She is the only Utah gymnast in the all-around team, which means she competes in every event.
And head coach Tom Farden said that Miley is really coming into her own on vault. She's working on a Yurchenko 1.5, but tonight we are just going to see that full. And she finds the landing. She was pretty far back on the table, but you can see she got a lot of distance as well.
That was impressive. O'Keefe, one of the best gymnasts in the country. We were waiting on her score and actually still waiting on Shay Campbell's first bar score before we see Kalyani Steele. And it is a 9.775 for Campbell. So that's the score that UCLA put up. This is Steele, and she's a junior from Colorado Springs.
Head coach Chris Waller said that the focus for UCLA on bars is those handstands. You see she was a little shy on that first one. Working on getting sharp positions to that vertical. Finishing double leg. Clean landing. Kalyana has those hard skills, but for her, it's just about cleaning up those little details. You see those legs on that double layout and absorbing the floor for the dismount.
Love coach's reaction there. Back over to the vault, Lucy Stanhope. She's a great Britain, a member of the Great Britain national team.
She is Utah's first Yurchenko 1.5. Of course, that starts from a 10.0. Last meet, she scored a 9.875. She hasn't stuck it yet, but she's close. It was really beautiful. Nice, tight shapes in the air. Of course, she took a step on the landing, but for a freshman, taking a step forward is always a good thing. She has enough power, good positioning. You see her face, she knew she was close.
Next up, bars, Sarah Julius getting a pep talk from coach. One of the freshmen inserted into the lineup tonight.
I was talking to Nia Dennis, senior for UCLA, and she said she calls her Care Bear. I said, why? She goes, well, she's cute like a Build-A-Bear, and she's also very caring. So, nice to hear about this freshman. And she does a huge textbook. Yeah, nice lines all the way through her toes. Little shot on that nail handstand. stunning.
And with no crowd, it's just so crucial to generate that enthusiasm yourselves. And that felt like a crowd. They're fired up. UCLA barely lost that meet last year, and it has been on their minds. This is Cami Hall.
Another Yurchenko 1.5. And I could tell there were problems right from that entry onto the table. She was high on that table and didn't quite get the block that she needed to finish that 1.5. Of course, the points of emphasis we're looking for on bars are handstands, fully vertical, those release moves, and of course, the landing.
So UCLA used to competing for national championships. There's a story behind why they're not ranked as high as they typically are. Isn't that right, Sam?
Yeah, they have had a rocky start to the season. And when I was speaking to head coach Chris Waller, he said that in the fall, they were just trying to make it fun and anxiety relief from what was going on in the world. And then when season started, they weren't quite prepared. So they were just trying to have a grateful mindset. And he said just this week, they're starting to get their drive back and they have goals they want to accomplish.
Another freshman on the bars. This is Frida Esparza. More than half of the expected freshman class didn't come to campus. They were pursuing Olympic berths, put off coming a year.
She has 3 beautiful release moves right here off the top. Into that nail Lewin. Finishing. Is not a little wonky on that landing, but she was fighting for that stick.
She's following Julius is 9875. She's a big Naomi Osaka fan. Wonder if she'll be up tonight watching the Australian Open.
Maybe she will. Good handstand position.
Back over the ball. Birch, team captain. All-conference performer on this apparatus.
Last meet, she got a perfect 10 from the judge. She has been doing a phenomenal job with consistency, not just on vault, but all of the events. They're wanting the 10. Let's check out this replay. She gets good pop, and you know what she does well? She knows exactly where she is in the air. She opens up her arms and really sinks into that floor. You can see it on her face.
We are awaiting her score. Their highest score so far is 9875 on the ball. That was Lucy Stanhope. And in gymnastics, she dropped one of the scores from the 6 gymnasts that go in each apparatus. And coming up, Nia Dennis, who of course has had the viral 4 routines. This is her on the bars. A lot of people don't realize she's a first-team All-American on bars.
Yeah, and she actually added bars this year to compete as an all-arounder for the first time in 2 years. She had shoulder surgery last summer. It was a big discussion. It was definitely risky, but as you can see here from this nearly perfect bar routine so far, it's paying off well for them. She has really good handstand position. She's sharp. She gets to that vertical and dismount. She flares it at the end and finds the landing.
She is in the all-around tonight with Marzetta Frazier and Shay Campbell.
Check out the powerful swing, and she gets way above the bar on her second flip, and that's the mark of a really good double layout.
Final gymnast now for Utah. This is Shane Rucker from Mesa, Arizona. So good to see her back after an ACL injury.
Finishing Utah's lineup with one more Yurchenko 1.5. It is huge. If you were under it, she is so high in the air, and that's why she had to take a very big hop forward. Again, it's still relatively early in the season where these are good mistakes to be having. She could almost do another whole full twist in there.
She was following the 9975 just before her. Alexa Birch. Remember, we were wondering if she'd have a 10. She just came up short. I'm interested to see how Mars Frazier does here, because we'll see maybe a little bit later. She had a FaceTime session with Janet Jackson today, so let's see if she can get her game face back on, because her face was full of tears, understandably so, earlier today.
Well, she is the ultimate performer, so I'm sure she's bringing her A game to the competition tonight. Oh, missed her feet on that. Working hard to regain her rhythm here on this bar routine, finishing double leg. That was a very uncharacteristic routine for Marzetta. Looked like she was missing the rhythm right from her first cast handstand. Didn't quite find that vertical shape. That's the tricky thing about bars. It's really tough to get your rhythm back once you have a mistake. She's, of course, very strong and is able to put it back together, but it's a lot more work.
Frazier was following Dennis's 9-9. So we'll see if that's the score to drop.
Too shabby to compete in either, and it brought out the best of these two programs. This was Abby Paulson last year. She scored a perfect 10 to clinch that victory over UCLA. Of course, both teams scored over 198, so it was productive on both fronts, but phenomenal meet last year.
Her perfect 10 on the beam was the first they had had since 2008. That's how rare it is. And it has stuck with UCLA all year, Sam. Chris Waller was saying that it has definitely been front and center on his mind.
Well, Tom Farden and Chris Waller are probably two of the most competitive head coaches in the nation. So I asked Chris, who do you think is more competitive, you or Farden? And he said, I'll arm wrestle him, and whoever wins is the most competitive. So I'm hoping to see that later in the show.
Well, we will see Abby Paulson coming up on bars. As second rotation, Utah will be on the bars, and UCLA will be on the vault. Here's UCLA's vault lineup. After the first rotation, Utah just slightly in front.
It was a good first rotation for both teams. I know they're looking for more clean landings, more sticks here on the second rotation.
Pauline Trask from Germany, a Scholastic All-American as a Communication Studies major.
Starting Yurchenko. She has a nice clean landing, good layout shape in the air. Assistant coach Dom Planty told me that they were really focusing on having her go higher off the vault table and staying straighter in the air.
And now here's Paulson, who beat her team last year to clinch the match for Utah. She's on the bars, obviously a freshman All-American, now sophomore.
Good handstand. Maloney right into that pack salto. We'll see that combination a lot today. Like to see her get a little hit over the top on that giant full before the dismount, but they've been working on those stick positions. Of course, Tom Farden is a numbers guy. He wants to see the stats with those sticks here today. There's the Maloney into the pack salto combination, and here's the giant full. I'd like her to finish more in vertical after that pirouette, but she does a nice job finding the landing.
And that's the one event they've worked hard to improve from last year.
Next up, on vault for UCLA.
Up on vault, Kendall Poston, senior from Foothill Ranch, California, a Scholastic All-American. She's an econ major. Part of that national championship team in 2018. UCLA was the national champion that year, unable to defend that title.
She's doing their only 10-0 start for you. And that was one of the biggest ones that I've seen her do. And she's happy with it too.
I think she realizes it.
She did a really good job.
Last year.
Yeah, she did a really good job of being patient off the table. Look how high she gets before she starts the twist.
Next up, on bars for Utah, Alani Sabo.
Sabado from Temecula, California. She's one of the many talented freshmen on both teams we'll see tonight.
Nice lines on that first pass handstand. She has a nice rhythm throughout this ball routine. Beautiful handstand. Finishing double leg. I didn't want to speak too soon, but she definitely redeemed herself a bit. Had an uncharacteristic fall last weekend. Nice to see she's back on top here. Good Jaeger catching above the bar. And the biggest deduction I saw was just that slight fall on the dismount there.
Sabado was excellent in the juniors on the bars. Now moved back over to UCLA. As Frazier is up, see if she can wash away the memories of that first vault she wasn't too happy with.
Going to be doing a Yurchenko layout full. The key for her is pieces. She's always a performer. You can see when she landed. She was happy with that vault.
She wasn't happy with the bars. This is fantastic.
Yeah, she lets it rise off the table, and you could tell her hips were starting to pike, and then she stretched them back out before she hit the ground.
So Frazier all smiles now. She's following 2 9.825s by Trask and Poston. Now we move back over to Utah. Alexa Birch.
I've really enjoyed watching her throughout her career here at Utah, and she has improved tremendously from year to year. And, Tom Barnett, head coach, said the same thing. She said as a senior, did she add the double layout dismount here, but she learned an entirely new ball routine from scratch to help this team.
Well, she's an adrenaline junkie. She loves hunting, fishing,